spent hours researching the data to find the best available players on the waiver wire for Week 7. Add them now and watch your team skyrocket before your league mates even know these players are available. We believe every NBA fan should play fantasy basketball. Adem Bona. Now, we know the situation in Philadelphia is messed up. Your man, Joel Embiid, stay banged up. Paul George ain't played a lick all freaking season. Now, Andre Drummond has been reaping the benefits of the consistent absence of Joel Embiid. But there's another player that, since Drummond went down with a knee injury, will likely get some run, and that is Bona. One thing about him on a per game basis, he is going to produce strong on the boards. He's going to get you some points, but also he is going to clean up when it comes to defensive stats, specifically with the block. And with his first chance getting some minutes, he had a pretty decent game. That was against Brooklyn, where he played 22 minutes. He had 13 points, 6 rebounds, and he racked up, check this out, lean in for this, 3 freaking blocks. You know what we like to say around here. Top is off, boobies is out, hair blowing in the freaking wind. I don't give a shit, Sue puppy. If your man Bona is available, I'm going to grab him and just see what happens. Because one thing's for sure, if he somehow carves out a starting role this season, your man has top 100, maybe even top 75 upside. Throughout my research, one player's name that keeps coming up is Jaylen Wells. This is a guy that I had on my team at some point during the season, but also last season. He's kind of like this wishy-washy, only gets value when somebody's injured type of waiver wire guy. But when he does get the run, he does put on for the freaking city. Since Ja Morant has been out, he had 3 big scoring games with crazy shot volume. Over the last few days, you can see here, he played 33 minutes in his last game, put up 22 points. Then the game before that, 32 minutes, 25 points. So if you're in a points league, he's definitely the type of player that will contribute to what you're trying to do. It's also worth noting, if you're in a category league, he does rain some threes. He will also have pretty decent percentages from the field. And for points leagues and category leagues, he's a guard that can rack up some. He's not somebody that I'm interested in looking at for a long-term hold unless we get some dramatic news from the Memphis Grizzlies. Like if Ja Morant gets traded, this could be a huge opportunity for Wells. So I would hold as long as he's performing and getting these minutes. But if you see him start to taper off, be comfortable with dropping him. From the Charlotte Hornets, Moussa Diabate. Now, I know the center we've been talking about from Charlotte has been Ryan Kalkbrenner. In the offseason, like, that's all we've been talking about. But we've seen a little sign of hope for Diabate. He's put up some decent games, and this week his team has 4 games. So this is a player you want to maybe look at for the week, see how he performs. And also keep in mind, when he gets the minutes, he does put up some numbers. He's known for strong rebounds, strong blocks, and also he's pretty good with his field goal percentage, and we're seeing an uptick in what he's doing from the free throw line. Over the last few games, we saw that he played 15 minutes, 18 minutes, and he had a 30-minute game. In that game, he had 7 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 block. It's also worth noting that on the 17th of November against Toronto, your man racked up a 4-block game. And you know how we feel about defensive stats for points leagues and especially in category leagues. If it's your first time here, welcome to the Believe in Fantasy Basketball podcast, powered by FanDuel and the Believe Network. I'm your host, Robin Marks. I used to work for Hashtag Basketball, NBC Sports Roto World, and I'm a member of the Fantasy Sports Writers Association. From the Dallas Mavericks, Daniel Gaffford. Dan Gaffford was a guy that was drafted all over the place and found himself floating in the daggone waiver wire pool once again. It's like people are treating him like hot dog water with the bratwurst residue, like he's stinking up the joint. But when he plays, he does put on some positive production for the city. In his last game against Miami, he played 28 minutes. He had 11 points. Yes, 11 rebounds. Come on. 1 steal, and check this out, 2 blocks. That is the type of player you want on your squad. Now, I get it. The game before that, he played 17 minutes. Then he was out for 2 games. Derek Lively's banged up. AD is AD. With that said, if Dan Gaffford is available, he would definitely be a target for me for this week specifically because the Mavericks have a pretty decent schedule. The next waiver wire target is the type of player that's going to sneak up behind you, slap the ball out of your hand, and when it rolls on the ground, he's going to dive for those loose balls. From the Pelicans, Jose Alvarado. This is the guy that when he gets minutes, somehow, no matter how short this dude is, like how slow he is, it's just like he puts up some serious fantasy basketball stats. Check out what he's done over the last few games. In his last game against Chicago, he played 31 minutes, first of all. Where they do that at, right? 16 points, 8 rebounds, yes. And there's more. 8 assists, come on, and 2 steals. Check out the game before that. Against Memphis, he's played 26 minutes, 24 points, come on, 5 rebounds, yes, 2 assists, but listen up, 2 steals. Your man just don't play. He had another game. He got a steal in every game that he's played over the last 5 except for 1 game. He's going to get you those defensive stats, and he's a scorer when he gets the minutes. I'm grabbing Jose Alvarado this week. From the San Antonio Spurs, Julian Champagnie. We talked a little bit about him last week, and we don't normally talk about the same players back-to-back weeks. Sometimes I'll just kind of mention them as like, hey, we said it last week, but he went off. I grabbed him for my fantasy basketball teams, and he helped me. I think I won every matchup that I was in. I think I'm in about 7 leagues, and I won every single week. I think I had him in like 4 to 5 of my leagues. He's on an absolute tear right now. He's putting up points like ain't nobody's business, scoring in the team just about every game, grabbing rebounds, knocking down threes, also adding in some defensive stats. It's like his role and his usage has kind of adjusted with the absence of Victor Wembanyama, with the absence of Stephon Castle. He's rising to the occasion. They talk about next man up in baseball. It works for basketball as well. So for me, he is a surefire, short-term ad that you want to hold until the production kind of tapers off. Now, if you are in a battle, right, this week and you get to like Friday or Saturday and you're like, I need to drop somebody and he's the guy to drop, I'm okay with that. But if you could hold, there's tons of value that you're going to get in the short term if you can keep him on your roster. There are a few points from his recent production that I did want to highlight for you. He played in his last few games. Check this out. 32 minutes. Yes. 36 minutes. Yes. 25 minutes. Come on. 24 minutes, 31 and 30 minutes. Those are minutes per game. Check out the points. 12, 25, and then he had a 20-point game recently as well. Your man is just going all the way off. He's also got back-to-back games with at least 2 blocks. Listen, this is the type of player that could change the landscape of the waiver wire this week and maybe for the next few, especially with these injuries. From the Dallas Mavericks, Ryan Nembhard. He's a player that I've been hearing about, reading about, but the numbers aren't really that impressive to me. But one thing you want to pay attention to is that in Dallas, there is a storm around what they're going to do at the point guard position. So they tested out Cooper Flagg at the point guard. Then your man Brandon Williams came in. And now Ryan Nembhard is getting a little bit of run. He had some decent games over the last couple of games. He played 23 minutes in one, 20 in another, scored 17 points, got a few assists here and there. So nothing really to write home about. But if you grab him this week, just wait a couple of games to see what he does. Feel free to drop as needed, but this is kind of a speculative ad to see if something special could happen here. From the Chicago Bulls, Trey Jones. I love me some Trey Jones. I grab him, drop him, grab him, drop him. He was banged up for a few games, but he's back and somehow is still able to carve out value even though Kobe White is back. check out what he's done over his last couple of games. He had 27 minutes against the Pelicans recently with 10 and 11 assists. Let that sink in. He also had the game before that, 26 points. My apologies, 26 minutes against Charlotte with 16 points, 4 assists. Lean in for this and check this out. 5 freaking steals. Come on, ma. Like, where they do that at? Your man Trey Jones is somebody that I'm taking a look at this week because he's available widely across the board in most formats. From the Milwaukee Bucks, AJ Green. Not that crazy about AJ Green, if I'm going to keep it real with y'all, but there is some value there. Check out how many minutes your man is playing. Over his last few games, 24 minutes, yes. 36 minutes, double yes. 39 minutes, come on. 23 minutes, but listen, 40 minutes, 35 minutes. He is getting the minutes, and you know what we say. Where the minutes are, the value will follow. Now, if you are in a category league, he is most definitely a 3-point streamer that you want to keep your eyes on. But if you're in a points league like I am, listen, he's going to still put up some value. On the 26th against Miami, he scored 12 points, yes. 5 rebounds, come on. 8 assists, yes. And 2 steals. So you're going to get some value from him in points leagues as well. And if you're in lock-in mode or high score, he's definitely somebody that can be in and out of faster. We talked about this player last week in like the footnotes of our waiver wire episode with some trepidation. Now I am proudly going to get on the daggone hill, on the soapbox, and tell you that you need to add J to the motherfucking Huff, homeboy. J to the motherfucking Huff. J to the Huff. J Huff has finally secured the starting role in Indiana. I don't know how that's going to last, but while he has the job, you want to grab and hold. He can block shots like ain't nobody's business. He can hit threes from the corner. Like, this is the type of center that we need for fantasy basketball. We've been waiting for this. We talked about it in the offseason, and it's finally coming to fruition. So if he's available, this is a pause the episode, go run out and grab him right now. This is a red freaking alert. From the Pelicans, Saddiq Bey. This is a player that I grabbed in my leagues and led to me going undefeated last week. The last couple of games, y'all, he putting up double-doubles out here like daggone 2015 Andre Drummond. In his last game, he dropped 20 points, 13 rebounds. Come on. Game before that, 18 and 10. Yo, he has grabbed a steal in his last 3 games and had a 3-steal game on the 26th. Your man Saddiq Bey is for real, for real. This might be a long-term hold, y'all. This is something we want to pay close attention to because the Pelicans are a hot mess. And if Saddiq Bey can finally come into his own and provide some consistent fantasy production, this might be the seed for it, right? So if he's available, grab, hold. If you see a streak of like 2 or 3 bad games, don't hesitate to drop him. But for me, I'm going to sit patient until I learn really what's happening with Zion to see what's going to happen with DeJounte. If I can manage it, I'm going to hold on to Saddiq Bey. And now that you know the top waiver wire targets to add, check out this episode with our top 50 rankings.